all wondering, where was my Sunday Fun Day video on the car? Well, as you can see, we're pretty jammed up here, but I'm going to show you what got done. I apologize for not filming it as I was going this weekend. Again, I wasn't around on Thursday and Friday. I mean Friday, Saturday. And this week I'm gone from Thursday right to Monday. It's a long weekend, I'm going to enjoy it, but it's not helping me out much because I'm going to get behind on this car. But what I did get done, as you can see, is I've got the engine in, I've got the transmission in, oil's in the engine, tranny's full of fresh fluid, differential's full of fluid, gas tank's in, gas lines are on. I still got to get the other valve cover up and on there and get a carburetor on it. I got the gas pedal in, I got the wiring all wired to the starter, to the coil. I'm going to clean up this wiring tomorrow and get the generator wired up. We've got the fan. So as you can see, I put a little chrome on the engine. Got the nice fin valve covers, like I say. Got a chrome fan, pulley, dipstick and tube, little bracket here that holds the springs for the carb, coil back there. Just enough to brighten it up. And of course, again, that's the color. The car is inside. We'll take a look at that. So you can see, I got the steering column in. I don't know if that was done before. I got the volt gauge in, I've got the oil pressure in, I'm putting the temperature in next. Kind of cleaned everything up there. Clock is in there. All the wiring tied up, signal stat on. Yeah, just kind of did that. The gauge, the temperature gauge was no good, so of course, you know, I stuck with Stuart Warner. I kept it old school. You know, the other one just decided it was no good a lot when I went to take the car apart. Shifter's in. I don't know what to tell you here. I'm going to town as fast as I can. All the moldings are in across the windows, across the back window. That's all done. Tires should be here next week. I finally got a confirmation that they've been sent. I think they went out yesterday, so they'll be here next week. So I got the correct tire size and tire that the car had on it in the day. They're on the way. What else? You can just see that. It's hard to see. This color changes so much. You can just see it glimmering. Like it goes from dark. Like, wow. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, it's hard to see on there. When it's all painted up, you'll get to see it. So that's all done. Exhaust. Got the front pipes on. The exhaust pipes are good on this car on the front. The back pipes are starting to get a little rusty. So I've reused the front pipes. And then I got new mufflers and new rear pipes are going to be made. I'll have to run it to the exhaust shop to get that done. So that's what's going to happen there. You can see this old mount that Jack Williams had made in the day. So it would handle the V8. And he used the front mounts. That was all Jack's handiwork there. Still running the generator. Still running the old style starter. Even though the engine is a 350. This is the engine Terry had in the car. Like I said, he replaced it. And it was a brand new engine, and then he never drove it much. I don't think it had a lot of miles on it. I took it apart and it looked nice and clean, but I put new stuff in it. It's got a new timing chain and oil pump and water pump and fuel pump, and I don't know what else did we do here. God, I can't even think about it right now. We just regasketed the whole thing, cleaned everything up, checked it all out. So the radiator is down, getting redone right now. The radiator was not in the best of shape, so the rad needs a complete new core. One of the tanks is cracked, so oh my god. They are not cheap anymore, radiators. That's like $600. Now I could have bought a Champion radiator for probably $300. They make them for this car. But it would have been an aluminum Champion radiator. Not that there's anything wrong with them. We run them in all the cars that we build here for customers because they're a cheaper way to go and they are a good rad and they seem to cool a little better. But it wouldn't have been proper for this car. So what do? You drop $600 and you get the rad done. So it looks original to what the car was. That's what you do. So yeah, it sounds like the biker boys are out tonight, coming back from Duke's Pub. You can hear them in the background. Let's listen. Yeah, that's what goes on here all summer long. Now we'll go over here. You'll see we got the doors. You've already seen this in pictures I've been posting. Doors are all painted up. So I'm going to be putting some door seals on it tomorrow and mounting the doors on it tomorrow. It is Wednesday tomorrow, so I'm still here working my ass off. I've been working all this week pretty much. Sunday I worked out here from 8 in the morning till 6 at night. There's a lot of things that you do to this car that are just hidden things you don't realize and you don't see. I mean, I've almost gone through and replaced every bloody thing I can. The only thing I didn't replace was whatever that I thought was still good I salvaged, right, to keep the cost down. But it seemed like almost everything needed replacing. But that was to be expected. So yeah, you know, these weeknights, I mean, Sunday I was out here from 8 in the morning until 6 at night, and then the last few nights, here we are now. I'm doing this video right now, and I think it's 8 o'clock, and it's Tuesday night, and yeah, it's all good. I got started. I don't work on the car during the day. I have to work, but I started on the car today at 4 o'clock. So I stop work on customer stuff, then at 4 o'clock I work on it. I try and get 2 hours a night on it. Just because I know, like I said, that I'm gone away so many weekends. I'm gone away this weekend. It's an August long weekend, and I'm going to lose 5 days on this car. For 5 days, this car will just literally sit here. When I come home, that puts us into August. We still got to get front sheet metal is only in first primer. It's actually in behind that box over there. We got to get the sheet metal fitted. We got to get the hood fitted. We got to paint the underside of the trunk. We got to paint the underside of the hood lips. The body there is in 400. The doors are in 400. So honestly, once it's all fitted together, it's only a good solid day to get the car into 600. That's all it's going to take. But still, we got to get all this together, fit it all. Then we got to finish up all the wiring for the headlights, do all that stuff, get everything wired there. They say, still got to run it down, get exhaust. I got to take rims down, get them blasted, paint them. It's got to be painted, of course, the car itself. Then we got to put the whole car together. So, yeah, the push is on for the 27th. Some people wrote into some of the posts and they're saying, hey, what's the plan for this car? How far are you taking it? I'm taking the car, to, you know, hopefully I'm going to have it 75% done. I mean, the car is going to have running gear completely done. Drive that son of a bitch to California if you want and back. Outside the car is going to be done except for a few things I just couldn't get chromed because I talked to my chromer. And he said, Rick, he said, I just can't get this stuff done in time for you. So, like, I'll show you examples here. Like these vent windows. These vent windows, you can see, they're very rusty. And I wanted to replace all these seals. You know, they're not in the best of shape. They're just rusty, not in the best shape. So I wanted to take them and get them chromed. When you guys see it, this side doesn't look that bad. The outer side's really bad. When you guys see it, unfortunately, they're not going to look good. I just don't have time to deal with that right now. Just like the door glass is broken here right now. I don't have time to deal with that. So stuff like that will not be done. Obviously, I'm not touching the interior of this car because to do the interior, to put it back how it would have been when Court had the car in this color, in this stage, and honestly, you're looking 15, 20 grand. It's just what you're looking. And, you know, I'm just not going to do that. So I'm going to leave the interior that Bruce Medcap had in it. It's in very good shape. I'm going to clean it up really nice, and it'll be just fine. As you can see, you know, the package tray's got a little bit of a rip there that it's always had, but we'll clean it up. The headliner itself is the correct headliner that Court had in it. But Bruce had then put rear seats in it, bucket seats, to make it look like a T-bird, where Bruce had this all covered off. I mean, not Bruce. Court had this all covered off. There was no seat. He just had buckets in the front. And then Bruce had these seats made for the back to match the front buckets. You'll see it when it's together, or go back and look at pictures. And then he did the whole thing in white and kind of changed the door panels. And he did it. The interior he put in it is very nice. The only thing to me is that, you know, if you're gonna the route I've gone with this car now, honestly, you should put the interior back the way Court had it, with the two tones with this kind of color. Court never had it white, just because the white is nice, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't suit this paint scheme now, if that makes sense. When you're going the purple, and then you're going the two-tone colors here, and then you go all white, you know, it looks okay, but it kind of, when you kind of look at it, it sticks out like a sore thumb. And if you look at old pictures, if you look it up, Carried Away, you know, look it up, you'll find it online. Court, when he was first showing the car, had it two-tone to match these colors, all the seats in that. So it's all good. But yeah, so interior, you know, like I say, you're asking me how far will it be. Interior is just going to be cleaned up what Bruce had in it, which is very, very cool because you get to see where Bruce left the car off before Terry got it. Now Bruce, I don't know, he's out there watching, maybe he'll answer in. I don't know when Bruce got rid of the car. I know he had it in 68, he was showing it. I don't know, but I know Terry bought it in 73 and it was sitting outside a gas station with a blown transmission. That's all I know. So somewhere between whenever Bruce got rid of it and Terry found it, somebody else must have owned it or something. Luckily, whoever did, they didn't destroy it. It never got wrecked. There we go. So it's really cool. This is really a true survivor car, a history car. It just really is. So yeah. So that's about all I got to show you. But that's where I'm going to take it. Like I say, tires and wheels, all that kind of stuff will be done. So exterior will be missing a few things. Like when Cord had it, it had pinstriping above the headlights, over the wheel wells. That's not going to be done. Okay. The vent windows, like I said, I didn't get chromed. I never got around to doing the tail lights chrome. And the grill, it's got a custom tube grill. Well, that's actually the stainless. I can polish that, so we're okay. So, you know, the outside of the car will be 90% finished to how it was. Like I'm saying, because I'm doing it like how Cord had it. When Cord had it, it'll be 90% finished. But the rest of it still needs. It's got no carpeting. It's got no kick panels, you know. There's just a few things that just aren't there yet. But that's okay. It'll just be good just to see the car there. Even if the car wound up at the show in primer, bolted together, it's still an iconic piece of history that you all need to take a look at. Because it's not very often you see true survivor cars, and especially Canadian cars. Everything is based upon the USA, which, hey, not a problem. All my US fans are watching out there. But you don't see much about us Canadians and see our history cars. And we really have a lot of cool history cars. So it's nice to see that, you know, it's nice to see that. Okay, well, with that being said, guys, that's it. Hey, it's always a good time at old time. Tuesday night, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Maybe you'll get a video tomorrow night, but don't count on it because I'm going Thursday. I will see you later next week.